This is going to be a serious video about League starters, bait builds, and all the drama surrounding those two things. Let's dive right in. Yeah, Talamoana Exiles, welcome to another Path of Exile 1 video. Today's topic is very spicy, and it is, of course, topical. It's League starter season. There's a lot of League starter guides already being pumped out right now. There's a lot of people passionate about these builds and whether or not creators are in the right or wrong. And I think I know why people get so passionate and so vitriolic during starter season. I have 3 reasons I'd like to discuss here today, but first let's talk about why I'm actually discussing it. It's because earlier today, I put out a video that was merely talking about why I am excited for 5 different Melee League starters. Lots of people enjoyed it. I'd say about 80% of people enjoyed it. Lots of people commented, people understood what that video was, because I branded it properly. The thumbnail in no way said that these were the top starters. The title in no way communicated that these are the best builds and you should totally play them and this is going to be a build guide video. Neither did the description. The description was very clear about what the video was, and if you watched the video itself, you'd know within the first 30 seconds that this was just me talking about why I'm excited to play Melee in PoE 3.25 Settlers of Kalguur. And I won't go into it in depth right now, but essentially I'm playing hardcore. There's a lot of exciting options available. Grinding Gear Games buffed Melee to the moon. I don't think they tested a lot of these changes, and it's going to be a super fun league launch, and I think that's how they balance this league. They went with fun and not balance. Everything appears to be imbalanced, and they're okay with that, and I'm excited. And that's what that video talked about. But some people came to the comments for my head. Seriously, I had some KYS comments. I had some other very angry comments. And you know what I did? Something that I decided I would do about 3 weeks to 4 weeks ago. Use the ban hammer. Sorry everyone. If you're making comments like that on my videos, I will shadow ban you. It's unfortunate, but I'm gonna do it. I don't need to read those in my life. I'm a positive person, but those bring me down severely. So I'm just going to ignore that. Well, I will ban, and then obviously I'll never see them or any of your comments again. So please, if you'd like me to see your future comments, don't tell me to KYS. That's not great. That's not great, especially over a video game. Anyway, I think that people do this during League starter season at a heightened rate. And I have 3 reasons why people might go on crusades into various content creator comment sections, on forum posts, on Reddit threads, and the like. Let's talk about each of those reasons right now, beginning with reason number 1. I think most Path of Exile players are well-intentioned, even people who may sound hostile in comments when talking about builds and league starters. I think they want to educate others, explain their opinion on a build or an idea, how a gem works, how an item interaction should work or can work in a build. They just go about it poorly. You know, a lot of Path of Exile players probably aren't the best communicators, unfortunately. That was true of me for quite some time. Okay, I had to learn how to communicate effectively. I only did so really in recent years. I think a lot of people go into comment sections and they don't mean to hurt others' feelings, and they don't mean to be hateful. It's just what they read on the internet, and they kind of just engage in it naturally. They don't actually mean what they're writing. They don't mean, I want you to die because you put out a poor build guide or because you're faking information. They don't mean that. They're just communicating in the way that they've learned over years and years of being on the internet and in these various heightened Path of Exile communities. Now, in my case, very recently, in that Melee video I talked about earlier, I had a lot of people saying I should KYS for spreading fake information, and then I had some lighter people just saying, this guy spreads fake information about builds. No, I don't. I'm not doing that in the slightest. You didn't read the thumbnail, you didn't read the title, you didn't watch the video. Have you ever watched any of my videos? I barely do. Did I do 3 last league on builds? I don't do build guides, and when I do, I put a lot of effort into them. And I do them for entertainment. I'm not spreading false information or misinformation. I think these people who go on crusades in the comments mostly are well-intentioned, but there are some bad apples like the ones I just described who actually do this for reason number 2. And it's super simple, and it is a very human thought. They think they know best, and they think they can tell others that they know best and make themselves stand up on a pedestal. Now, this might sound very petty of me to say, but after reading hundreds, if not thousands of comments along those lines, not only in my own comment section, but on Reddit, in the comment sections of other Path of Exile creators and the creators for other games too, I think a lot of people want to tell others how much they know and how well they know it. Okay? And that exudes from folks in the Path of Exile community. It's a game where having a lot of knowledge is like a badge of honor, and I totally understand that. However, I'm the opposite. I'm very open about the fact that I do not know everything. I am not an expert build creator, and it takes a lot of time for me to understand how many of these builds operate, and I think that's the case for a lot of people out there too. And as long as you're upfront about that with your community, as I try to be, I think it's perfectly okay. When I put out a build guide, say for Cleave of Rage from last league, I did all I could to make it a good one. I did the research, I got a POB, I did an early game, a mid game, and a late game setup. I did everything in my power to lay out exactly what I knew, how I knew it, and why I thought it was going to work. And I laid out what I didn't know as well. I think that's a problem too with some creators, right? Some creators are like these commenters. They think they know everything. They think they know best. And they want to communicate that to as wide a community as possible. Maybe if we were all a little bit more humble and understanding that not all of us are an encyclopedia of Path of Exile knowledge like someone, let's say Mark Roberts or Jonathan Rogers or Mark II from Grinding Gear Games, I think the community would be a better one at the end of the day. Well, that's what I think. I think people who go on crusades in comment sections during League Starter season, who do it for this third reason, think the Path of Exile community is long, long gone. And reason number 3 is they just think some creators, like myself, only put out these League Starter videos and League Starter lists and build guides for that sweet, sweet bag. Money, right? Views, subscribers. It's all about the money, right? Well, they are kind of right. I won't lie. It's very lucrative during League start season, and it's how most Path of Exile creators actually make all their money and get all their subscribers and all their views and keep their channels alive. This channel, though, is very, very dissimilar. My best times are not around League starter season because, as I said before, I am not a build creator. I don't create a ton of builds. I don't put out a ton of lists, and I just try to have fun when I do so, and I'm very, very upfront about that. Other creators, though, let's take Zizarin, for example. He will put out multiple League starter guides in a day. He'll put out a ton of content right here and now because this is his spike in the Path of Exile season. This is when he makes most of his money, and this is why a lot of his viewers watch him. Okay? And a lot of people out there are probably pretty salty that these content creators are making a ton of money off League starter lists and League starters and build guides and the like. Okay? When many of these people do put out pretty great guides themselves on, Reddit or the official PoE forums or on their own smaller YouTube channels. They might be a bit envious. And then when compounded with the fact that they think that these creators only do this to make money, it probably heightens that anger to a level that causes them to go on the crusades and tell people to KYS, or you're spreading disinformation and misinformation, and everything you do is fake, and blah, 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 right? It's a very unfortunate situation, even though they are a bit right. Now, I'd argue the Path of Exile community is pretty darn good and committed, okay? Almost every creator I can think of who puts out build content doesn't just do it for the sweet coin. They don't just want the currency. They also do it because they're passionate about the game. They're knowledgeable about the game. And they're trying to put out a product that people will consume, enjoy, and use at the end of the day. League starters and build guides are utilitarian for the most part. People will have them running on a second monitor while they're playing the game. They'll pull them up as a resource throughout the league, right? The way I do my league starters is very different, though. I do them almost purely for entertainment. A lot of people do seem to use them for utility too, and I pride myself in that. I'm glad that I'm able to curate some good league starters together, and I've done my first official build guide, the Cleave of Rage from last league, and people really love that. But, you know, I'm an exception, okay? I don't get a lot of my views and revenue and stuff from league start season. So we're talking about other creators here. I think if people understood that fact, that it wasn't just all about the money, even though that's important, that these creators are doing a good service to the majority of the Path of Exile community, that maybe we could bring down the temperature a bit more when it comes to going absolutely berserk and unhinged comment sections and Reddit threads. So if you get nothing else from this video, my fellow exiles, take away this. Let's just be chill. Let's enjoy this league and let's have fun, okay? Settlers of Kalguur is an unprecedented update for Path of Exile 1, and it's really kickstarting a new age of the game. I'm gonna say it over and over and over again. I think this is Path of Exile 4.0. Okay, I'm shocked that Grinding Gear Games did not brand 3.25 as 4.0. 25 expansions in the 3.0 era. Just go to 4.0 already. It's a good time to be a PoE player. Let's be kind to others. Let's respect everyone. And let's not be so heated in comment sections. We're all humans, okay? We don't need to be evil about a video game. There's plenty of other crazy stuff in the world to be angry about and to fight over. Let's not fight about Path of Exile League starters. Exiles, if you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more Path of Exile 1 and 2 content, and make sure to hit the sub notification bell. I am on the path to 25,000 subscribers and beyond by the end of the year. I could sure use your support in reaching that goal. Anyways, that's all for this video. Talkative, Exiles.